Let's go to Geneva to Sarah Morris for more. Sarah, does he seem optimistic to you?
Well, interesting. We have witnessed just now a reasonably historic moment. It's the first time in 3 years that both the Syrian opposition and the Syrian regime negotiators have been in the same room here at the UN at these Geneva talks. But it was largely, I guess, ceremonial, perhaps symbolic, because there was no negotiating going on. It was simply really an opening ceremony to these talks. And I must say, at the end of these two coming together, they did leave the room rather swiftly and from separate doors. So it will be, time will tell, I guess, as to whether or not they will actually come together in the same room and negotiate. But Staffan de Mistura certainly appealed to them to do exactly that, telling them that it would be a long and hard road, but a road worth taking, saying if they didn't seize this opportunity to try and work on peace, then the end result would simply be more deaths, more terrorism and more refugees. He also went on to implore them to come together at the table, and it will give them the opportunity to do that over the next couple of days. So, as I said, it is yet to be seen whether they will, but there's some optimism that A, they're both here in Geneva, and B, they have managed to come together in the same room, even if it was only ceremonial.
So the first peace talks was brokered by Russia, Iran and Turkey in Kazakhstan, but now in Geneva, who is actually involved? We don't really know where US stands since the Trump administration.
Yeah, so that's one of the major changes from these talks to previous talks. Of course, the previous ones were spearheaded by the US and by Russia. And now we have a new US administration that hasn't made its mind up on what its policy is going to be regarding Syria. So they're not here in a huge presence. There in the room a couple of hours ago, there was an ambassador from the US, but no one with a higher ranking than that. So as you say, that does leave an alliance between Russia, Turkey and Iran almost spearheading the international campaign here. Of course, the Astana talks in Kazakhstan that have led to the ceasefire that is happening right now, albeit a shaky ceasefire. And Staffan de Mistura did also give some praise to that group who've managed to implement the ceasefire, and he said he gives really his full support to the Kazakhstan and Astana talks because they are providing this ceasefire, which is really providing the groundwork for these peace talks to be able to happen as well.
Thanks for that, Sarah Morris, live there for us from Geneva.